Welcome to Strange But True. Take a breath, slow down, and listen carefully. Some stories are documented, some are debated, some refuse to be explained. We tell you the stories. You decide what's true. Now, let's begin our journey. Numbers are supposed to anchor history. They give events weight. They impose limits. They define eras. Dates create boundaries. Lifespans define generations. Reign lengths create order. That is why one detail in the earliest historical records is so difficult to ignore. The numbers do not behave. In the opening section of the Sumerian King List, rulers are recorded with reign lengths unlike anything else in human history. Not long reigns, impossible ones. One king is listed as ruling for 28,800 years, another for 36,000 years, another for 43,200 years. These are not rounded figures. They are not symbolic ranges. They are not vague estimates. They are exact. They repeat across copies of the text. They follow internal numerical patterns. They are written deliberately, and they appear exactly where reign lengths should appear. The structure of the record never changes. The city, the king, the length of reign. Only the scale does. This matters because the King List is not casual writing. It is rigid, repetitive, administrative. The same scribal culture that recorded these reigns also recorded grain distributions, labor quotas, land transfers, tax obligations, and legal penalties. Precision mattered, numbers mattered, errors were corrected elsewhere, but here, the extreme figures remain untouched. There is no special language for the earliest rulers, no poetic framing, no symbolic markers. Nothing signals that the reader should change how the numbers are read. They are treated the same way later human reigns are treated. What makes this especially difficult to dismiss is consistency. The same reign lengths appear across multiple copies of the King List. They are preserved through different cities, different dynasties, different political eras. Scribes who lived thousands of years after these rulers were first recorded still copied the figures without adjustment. This suggests the numbers were not casual additions. They were part of the authority of the text itself. To change them would not have corrected history. It would have rewritten legitimacy, and that may explain why the scribes left them untouched. Not because they understood them, but because they were not permitted to alter them, which creates a problem. Because after a certain point in the text, the numbers collapse, not slowly, not gradually, suddenly. After the flood division in the record, reign lengths shrink dramatically, from tens of thousands of years to hundreds, then to decades, then to spans that resemble ordinary human lifetimes. The transition is immediate, and the text does not explain it. There is no justification, no commentary, no acknowledgement that anything unusual has occurred. The scribes do not pause to explain. They simply continue recording. If the early numbers were symbolic, why abandon them? If they were exaggerated, why stop exaggerating? If they were mythical, why place them inside a legitimacy document at all? Multiple versions of the King List survive. They were copied centuries apart, preserved by different cities, maintained by different scribal traditions, and yet the extreme reign lengths remain consistent. They are not corrected. They are not reduced. They are not questioned. Even when later records show time behaving normally, some modern scholars propose numerology. Others suggest symbolic number systems. But these explanations come from outside the text. The King List itself offers no hint that this is how it should be read. There are no annotations, no warnings, no visual distinctions. The numbers are presented plainly, which raises a difficult question. If these reign lengths were not meant to be taken literally, why were they recorded literally? The King List was not written to inspire belief. It was written to preserve legitimacy. Its purpose was to show authority flowing continuously from the distant past into the present. For that purpose, invented numbers would weaken credibility, and yet the numbers remain. This creates a tension the text never resolves. Either the earliest rulers were fundamentally different, or the scribes preserved something they no longer understood. History has a way of hiding the truth inside what it chooses not to explain. Inside tales, inside myths, inside legends, inside things that feel just a little off. If this story held your attention, subscribe to Strange But True, because sometimes what sounds unbelievable is exactly where the truth hides.